The Gods of Bal-Sagoth by Robert E. Howard. Narrated by Mark Bowen. Red welter of war and bloodshed, a vivid, weird adventure tale of the Orkney Islands in the time when Canute the Dane ruled England. Steel in the Storms. Lightning dazzled the eyes of Turlogh O'Brien, and his foot slipped in a smear of blood as he staggered on the reeling deck. The clashing of steel rivaled the bellowing of the thunder, and screams of death cut through the roar of waves and wind. The incessant lightning flicker gleamed on the corpses sprawling redly, the gigantic horned figures that roared and smote like huge demons of the midnight storm, the great beaked prow looming above. The play was quick and desperate. In the momentary illumination, a ferocious bearded face shone before Turlogh, and his swift axe licked out, splitting it to the chin. In the brief, utter blackness that followed the flash, an unseen stroke swept Turlogh's helmet from his head, and he struck back blindly, feeling his axe sink into flesh and hearing a man howl. Again the fires of the raging sky sprang, showing the gale, the ring of savage faces, the hedge of gleaming steel that hemmed him in. Back against the mainmast, Turlogh parried and smote. Then through the madness of the fray a great voice thundered, and in a flashing instant the gale caught a glimpse of a giant form, a strangely familiar face. Then the world crashed into fire-shot blackness. Consciousness returned slowly. Turlogh was first aware of a swaying, rocking motion of his whole body which he could not check. Then a dull throbbing in his head racked him, and he sought to raise his hand to it. Then it was he realized he was bound hand and foot, not an altogether new experience. Clearing sight showed him that he was tied to the mast of the dragon ship whose warriors had struck him down. Why they had spared him he could not understand, because if they knew him at all, they knew him to be an outlaw, an outcast from his clan, who would pay no ransom to save him from the very pits of hell. The wind had fallen greatly, but a heavy sea was flowing, which tossed the long ship like a chip from gulf-like trough to foaming crest. A round silver moon.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?